सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। So we have seen till the 25th shloka. So today we will continue with the 26th one. Repeat after me. Suprasadah prasannatma, suprasadah prasannatma, vishvadrug vishvabhug vibhuhu, vishvadrug vishvabhug vibhuhu, सत्कर्ता सत्कृतः साधुः, सत्कर्ता सत्कृतः साधुः, जह्नुर्नारायणो नरः, नारायणो नरः. Yesterday we saw that Bhagavan can be Sampramardanaha. Sampramardanaha, the one who makes sure that we come back on track. Otherwise, for those of us who are with the baser attitude of life, sooner than later what is revealed is all the disease, decay, destruction and lack of complete glow in existence. But for the one who have understood him as the basis, as the substratum, so for them, Suprasadaha, Suprasadaha, he unveils himself as the greatest grace. So this is one concept that many ask. The grace of the Lord, should we be qualified for it or should the grace be unqualified? That in spite of me not being qualified, should the grace still be flowing? This is one eternal kind of question, especially discussed in what do you call it, multi-faith platforms. Grace. Because the idea is you go into the confession box, you confess all that you have done and he forgives you. That is the grace. In fact, the system of life is that every day early in the morning you wake up, take a shower, sit in front of the Lord, do the Archana Puja, do the Japa, and after the Japa is done, then you chant Kara Charana Kritam va, Kayajam Karmajam va, Shravana Nayanajam va, Vihitam Avihitam va, Sarvam Etat Kshamasva, कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. So every single day that you start your day with that forgiveness, the day starts and you are alive, itself is enough a proof to state that we are forgiven. So let us not get confused between forgiveness and grace. Grace, on the other hand, is abundantly available, freely available. Whose grace? His grace on every one of us. It is like electricity. Can you all hear me? I should be facing the camera and ask, can you all hear me? Because there are people who watch. So if you are able to hear, it's because all these different gadgets are connected and are blessed by the grace of electricity. Even this little thing here, it has to be supplied with that red dot. As many of our Indians have red dots, even this has a red dot. By virtue of that, it is also Indian. So what does this red dot indicate? That there is electricity in it, which is enlivening it, empowering it. Grace is like that. Grace is like this electricity which is ever there. The electricity was turned off, therefore you could not hear. Right? Now to put the effort to turn it on and off, who should do it for us? Even the most sophisticated automated system, there should be one button that you should turn it on, right? That is when electricity will bless you. Earlier days, in our grandmother's, grandfather's time, there was not this kind of electricity. Even today in many villages we don't have that kind of electricity. Even though they say they have electricity, there is more of no electricity than electricity. So in the olden days, they believed in their own, their own effort, physical effort. Ayam me hasto bhagavan, ayam me bhagavattaraha. Oh Lord, bless me to have healthy hands so that I can execute all work and dedicate it to you. So if they had to make, say, idli or dosa, it is a huge task. There is that pestle and mortar kind of a system wherein you sit down and then you keep. It's an art. You have to push the material in between that stone and the rotor without putting your fingers in between. This hand gets tired, then the other hand. All that effort is now shifted into a small little box. You put everything there and keep waiting. They said it is automatic. That it will decide the speed, it will decide everything. It has a chip in it. But even for that chip to work, somebody has to push that first button. That is when electricity will bless. Yamayvesha vrunute tena labhyaha, says the Shruti Vakya. Yam yesha vrunute tena labhyaha. Those who choose to pick, those who choose to surrender unto them, tena labhyaha, grace seamlessly flows. But if we don't put that effort and keep complaining that God, I don't think there is God because He doesn't ever help. So this fellow always used to go to temple, and every day he would say, "Oh Lord, I am in real tough situation. One lottery, what do you call that? Lotto, however you pronounce it. One lottery." Every day, every single day, he would come and intensely pray for the lottery to click. 3-4 days passed by, and finally Bhagwan had to come down, and he gave this fellow, while praying, a tight slap. He said, "Buddhu, first go buy a ticket." And you want some kind of a break-even situation, you at least put the effort to buy a ticket. You have been given hands, legs, intelligence to work with them, to put the sufficient effort to turn oneself in surrender unto that Paramatma. Suprasadaha. Suprasadaha, the supreme grace, is ever existing. Not tapping it in to our lives is a disgrace to that grace. And we cannot blame Bhagavan or Paramatma that he has not had enough. Now, he only supports those who are already rich, already happy, already having everything. It is not a capitalistic government that he runs, that the rich become rich and the poor become poor. In fact, if you look at it, capitalistic, democratic, socialistic, dictator, every system works the same way. The front facade is different. The rich become rich and the poor become poor. He is not running that kind of a system. He is ready to give his grace to everyone, including Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Dantavakra, Shishupala. Yudhishthira gets surprised, in fact shocked, that Shishupala and Dantavakra were the choicest of the cuss words. Galiyan. The choicest of these. They start criticizing the Lord during the Rajasuya Yaga. Bhagavan Krishna had promised their mother that day when they, in one sitting, complete 100 cuss words, not cumulative, not counting it from various, one sitting, if they conclude 100, that day they will be done. And this Rajasuya Yaga, they would have taken even lowest of the low persons to be worshipped on that day, other than Krishna. They were so intensely jealous, and they started off. So Bhagavan warned them, 50, 60, 70, as Bhagavan kept giving them the number, they felt more inspired. What you are counting, what can you do? And finally 100, and Bhagavan takes out his Sudarshana, and the Sudarshana does its job. And as the bodies fall, their soul comes and merges into the Lord. Now Yudhishthira is shocked. They are wretched people. How can their soul merge into you, O Lord? You give mukti to somebody who is qualified. I can understand. But these people? There Narada explains it to our Yudhishthira. He says, Kenapi bhavena manaha krishne niveshayet. It does not matter what kind of emotion, whatever be it, if you can turn that emotion towards the Lord, however wretched you are, He will give you mukti. Shishupal and Dantavakra were jealous. And with their jealousy they turned 100%. They had unadulterated, pure jealousy. But that jealousy was towards the Lord. Whereas Kamsa had pure, unadulterated fear. That in their jealousy, in their fear, in their hatred, they constantly thought nothing but the Lord. Even to them He gives mukti. Wouldn't He give to us? But provided, the choice is ours, whether you want to take the easy path or the difficult path. You can develop jealousy, hatred towards the Lord. I hate the Lord. Continue. But don't get scared in between. Somewhere down the lane, no, I am hating the Lord, I don't know what will happen. Don't carry that guilt. Give Him 100% emotion there. Be envious of Him, be 100%. Be scared of Him, be 100%. Ours is like, very wobbly situation. Whenever things don't go according to our thought pattern, then we get angry with Him. If you want to be angry with Him, be 100%. But these negativities carry a lot of pain, misery before you reach and merge with the Lord. The other method is through devotion. Surrender oneself, and you will see that the grace is flowing through you. See, the river is flowing. All the beings in the river flow with the flow. If we are going against, you will be tired. You will feel the pain of going through that river. Have you ever done this, what they call here in this country, tubing? Sit in a tube and then flow along with the river. The river has to have a little depth in it, and the tube has to have enough buoyancy that it can carry your weight. You take a little rubber tube and then you say, it will also go well down with you. It has to have enough. And you sit. Where was this, that first time that I experienced? In San Antonio, I think. There's a place called Schlitterbahn. There's a river. And you take the tube and sit in there. And you go round and round in that circles. You go with the flow. When you want to put effort, say the river flows 5 miles per hour and your effort is 3 miles per hour. Effectively, where are you? If you are going against the river, you are still 2 miles down. You are not progressing, if you call that as a progress. But instead, if the river is flowing 5 miles per hour and your effort is 3 miles per hour, you believe in your self-effort, put it. But go along with the flow, go along with the grain of life, not against it. And you will suddenly see that there is an exuberance of force joining you. if you take that stupid fellow inside, that fellow who is inside, you put that fellow outside. Who is that stupid fellow? Our own ego. The most difficult path. Even Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi in Upadesha Sara, he says, Aham apetakam nija vibhanakam mahadidam tapaha. To remove that ahankara is the greatest penance. To sleep on the floor is easy. To not drink coffee or tea is easy. To abstain from eating, because it seems like all the good food is unhealthy. All the tasty food is unhealthy, not good food. All the tasty food is unhealthy. To abstain from it is also easy. To maintain brahmacharya is also easy. But to give up that ahankara is the most difficult thing. So what do we do? The next best step. Oh Lord, I have been trying. Please help my effort gain its Shakti to remove it, and you alone can give me that Shakti. You may have heard this bhajan. Not bhajan, it's a movie song. Very popular one too. O Palanhare. Have you heard that song? You all have heard it, right? What movie is it from? Lagan. There is one sentence that first time I heard, I had such a goosebumps listening to it. Usually we say, Bhakti de, Shakti de. There is a little twist in those sentences. It says, Bhakti de. Bhakti ko Shakti de. And my bhakti, though I have started it on, it is quite wobbly, because it does not have the tenacity, it does not have the strength, rigors to go through. I may fail. Therefore, to provide strength to my bhakti and consistency in it is also your job. इस पथ में है अंधियारे, दे दो हमको उजियारे. I'm just giving you the sequence of. So if we lack that strength, sincerely pray that, oh Lord, I am not able to push this stupid ego out. Help me push it out. Now once you do that prayer, I am warning you, cautioning you. It will be the apt method required to kick that ego out. And who decides that? He decides. You should be ready for it. Because that is the most painful part of sadhana. With the hair, and you are trying to pull it out.